So now you have your Xperia business up and running and you're wondering who do you talk to. I created another video before, give you an idea of who to talk to. If you want to get a copy of that one, I can send that one to you, but I'll go a little bit more in detail today about the different niches in which you can reach out to be able to create those partnerships. If you don't have a niche, maybe you need to get niche slapped, so that way you can actually be able to core down into the place where you want to go to be able to find people so you can have conversations and create those leads. Now, I do have another document. I don't think I have a video, but I have a document to actually show you how to put together your social media and turn it into a lead platform. Usually, most of the people that are probably watching this video that joined our organization actually came from social media. That's a place where you can have conversations with people where it doesn't have to be real time. But I do a lot of that on there. I do a lot of recruiting, but you can tailor it to, and I'll show you that in there in that document. I'll show you how to be able to make that, if you're more of a personal producer, how to be able to tailor that to be for personal production. So if you want a copy of that, just reach out to me. Be happy to send that to you as well. And I'll also have other documents, give you a full blueprint detailed in terms of how to be able to recruit licensed agents. Darren Golka has a call every Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern time, breaking down the different companies and what it is they have. So if you want to do that, that's a way in which you can get leads in terms of what we do with leading with the opportunity. But I have a whole system in terms of being able to break that down, and along with the social media. The social media is basically going to show you if you want that, how to be able to reach out to people, what to say, when to say it, how to say it, what to post, when to be able to post that. The same thing with the licensed agents blueprint. That'll show you what to say to reach out to people if they don't respond, how to be able to leave a voicemail, what to say when you're in terms of you're following up with those people, what to post to be able to attract people. So they give you all of that to do it online, but you can use that online or offline. But in this video, we want to talk about lean more towards those individuals that are looking at that personal production, how to be able to produce. And everyone always says they don't know anyone. Is like, and here's the honest truth is that you never run out of people to talk to. You just run out of courage in order to talk to people. Let me say that again. You'll never run out of people to talk to. You just run out of courage in order to reach out and talk to those people. But I'm going to give you an idea of some people which you can talk to. Now, when we we work in 3 different markets. There's only 3 markets that really exist. There's the warm market, people that you know. There's the social media, people that are getting to know you, and then there's the cold market, people have no idea you exist. In the warm market, we use that 1, 2, 3 system. If you don't have that document, be able to get that out there to you, and I have just show you how to be able to reach out to people, to be able to make those calls to those individuals. And the reason that you work in the warm market is that you can get practice. Those are the people that are going to pick up the phone, easiest people to be able to talk to. They'll have the conversation with you, not necessarily saying that they're going to want what it is you have, but they're going to give you referrals later on because they know what it is you have to offer. So those are going to be your raving fans come later on as your career evolves. And those are going to be people that you practice with, and then along the way, they're going to understand what it is you have, and some of those people are going to take advantage of some of the things which you have to offer. Social media, again, have that packet. We'll be able to send out there to you so you can use that for social media. But then when we look at the cold market, people that don't know you, so what are you going to do to be able to bring value to those individuals so that you can strike up those conversations and maybe meet those people on social media? And then, one of the reasons why we say you want to have a social media profile, because that's the first place people go to in the cold market to kind of validate who you are, to see if you're real, to see if you're not a spammer. Just imagine somebody came up to you and say, hey, I got X number of dollars and I got $30,000 and I want to split it with you. Come with me. You're gonna look at that person like he's crazy because you don't know him, you don't trust him. Well, that's the same thing to think of that idea when you're going out in the cold market. People have no idea who you are. They don't trust you, so you have to build up that trust. It's going to take them a little bit longer to build up those relationships with those individuals, so you can be able to get the ball rolling and get things moving along, so that pipeline starts to become full as they start to send you referrals, or you reach out to people and you get things moving. Now, if you're more, again, a personal producer, give you a couple lines which you can say to people. One that we use quite often, you can use this anywhere. You can use this anywhere in any market, social media, cold market, warm market, people that are working, people that are working, just say, if you became sick and you couldn't work, would you rather receive a get well card or a check? It just gets people to stop and think, and then it can show you how to be able to craft that message along, depending on what it is you want to do. But in terms of not really looking to get these people involved in what it is you're doing right there, not really giving an appointment, but you want to find out where they are and kind of checking their temperature to see if it makes sense to book an appointment. But what you want to also want to do when you're in warm market is friendship farming, meaning that people know other people that could use what it is you have. Recently, I had somebody, again, this what I do on social media on LinkedIn, and actually gonna meet with the lady tomorrow, but reached out to him on LinkedIn, knows what I do in terms of recruiting. He's in the insurance industry. I think he decided he was going to work someplace else, but what he actually did is he had a friend that her job is actually ending today. So we're scheduled a time to talk tomorrow, but he introduced me to her. I never met the guy in person, but we talked through LinkedIn. So he got to know me and know what it was I was doing. So because of that, he introduced me to her, and then now she and I will talk tomorrow. We'll see how far it goes, but that's what friendship farming is being able to use other people's networks. But now that they understand what it is you do, they're able to make that introduction for you. So you have that triangle of trust. Whereas though, say if you and I were doing a three-way call and we're talking to somebody in your warm market, they trust you, they know you and trust you, but they believe me because I have the information. So that's that triangle of trust, and they're the other person in the middle. So they're looking at me, looking at you, or listening to me, listening to you. So they have the trust in you, but the belief in me. Now, one concept that's relatively simple for you to go out there with people in the cold market is the $1 million baby. $1 million baby is essentially, well, for an older person, say a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, older person, to be able to put a policy in place for a young person where by the time they reach retirement age, they're going to have an additional $1 million on top of everything else in which they do. Now, you can just enter that market. That market is endless because there are babies born every day. There's children born every day, and you can probably look in your local paper, or maybe, I don't know if people even use papers anymore, but you can find out when people are born or birth announcements. Or if you just go through your social media feed, you'll see somebody says that they're a grandparent for the second time, third time, eighth time, however many times somebody had a new baby. You can go on there, it can show you exactly what to do, how to be able to compliment them, and then move them along and ask them a question, not on a platform so much, but maybe in a direct message, but ask them a question, compliment on one, and then see where they're at to be able to take their temperature. Or maybe we can craft the question in such a way that you can ask it on there, so it doesn't become so salesy per se. But that $1 million baby concept, just kids graduating high school every year, kids entering kindergarten every year. That one, you're going to always have children to talk to. You're going to always have people to talk to that have children, because children are born every day. That's a never-ending market. You learn how to do that. You write the policy. You do those policies a couple times, and all you really do is that you just go to friendship farm from those people to have other people that know other people. Or let's say if you write a policy on someone for a parent for a child, they can introduce you to other friends that they know that have children around the same age or under 18, or maybe we craft it in such a way that they can use it to be able to go to college. But that $1 million baby policy, that $1 million concept, $1 million baby concept, pretty much endless in terms of what you can do there. Now, again, we talked about offering opportunity, but aside from that, that would be more or less for individuals that are looking to be able to grow their business. If you look at our share program, it's actually going to pay individuals with the shares, or you'll be able to get paid out in shares just based on your income. So you can hit those levels in terms of shares based on your income. But also, in addition to that, well, let's say in addition to that, there's a multiplier that's going to come from the agents that you add to your team, how much your team grows. So you can offer the opportunity, and then from there, you can just default back to the sale, but just taking somebody through the EFA process, and we can show you how to be able to do that. We're sending them the information in the beginning, sending them the video, and once you get to the EFA, break it down to show the individual where they're at, because there's probably more money, there's probably more people always looking for ways to make more money than they are to talk about getting life insurance. So offering the opportunity to somebody, then defaulting back to the sale, is always a way where you'll be able to get more leads. That's usually the main thrust in what you see. The people that are on the leaderboards that are actually putting up the big numbers for the most part, those individuals are probably more those ones that lead the organizations, that's how they train their team and be able to do it. Now, another way is getting leads, and that's going to cost you money to be able to get leads. Now, I can recommend a couple different places where you can get let's say age leads, where the leads are going to be maybe 3 months old, 6 months old people, and you can reach out to them and be able to find your footing with those. But a couple things with the leads is that one of the first things you want to do if you're going to get leads, you've ever worked leads before, is that you have to grab somebody's attention. First thing you got to do is get them on the phone. And then you got to grab their attention. You have about 7 seconds for them to listen to you. And it's the first thing you say that's going to grab their attention and make them stay on the phone to listen to the next thing you have to say. So the first thing you want to say if you want to get leads, and again, we can go through a whole different training for that, is the person's first name. Just think about it. If I called you right now, you didn't know my name, you didn't know my number, you didn't know my voice, and I said your name, not their last name. You don't want to say hello, Mrs. or can I speak to first. You just want to say their first name and be silent. So if I were talking to you and say it was talking to me, I would say James. And then I'm listening like, what? I don't know you, but how do you know me? So I'm listening to the next thing you're saying. So depending on the type of lead in which you get, we just kind of frame it in terms of how you're being able to call the person. We can go through that training, and then basically ask them if they're interested in what it is you're doing. So I would say, James, giving you a call back regarding the information you requested for the plan. Now, were you looking for a plan for yourself, for someone else, or a combination of the two? And here's the thing, when you're working leads, just I can tell you, is that you want to end most of your sentences in a question to get the person to engage so that they keep answering. That's how they stay online. But also, you can just you can transition right into the application. So people get used to answering questions, right? And then you get into the application, you start asking them, listen, do you have a middle initial? Okay. What's your home address? Do you have an email address? Right now, they're used to answer the questions. You can keep moving along through the process. But if you want to work that, you want to go that angle, if you have some old leads from your old company, I can show you how to be able to maneuver through those and bring those back to life. Now, here's a thing that you can do. You can partner with other agents. Let's say P&C agents from other companies that have limited products, and they get denials. So denials from other agents, that can be a lead source for you, where you just position yourself as somebody who can get coverage for those individuals. We have multiple carriers where they're going to be able to actually approve individuals for that aren't as healthy, that's not maybe as healthy, or people that have some problems, let's say legally, or people that have some driving problems. We can still get those individuals insurance. So, or somebody that's on disability, they have trouble getting insurance, but we can still get those individuals insurance. We have those carriers. So you can partner with those agents and be able to show them how they don't have to lose that business completely where those people go someplace else. You can come in-house, be able to, let's say when it's a P&C agent, be able to take care of the life portion of it so that they can keep it in-house and they can offer everything else. But now they don't have to lose the business completely because it is going out the door because they lost the life. Now, also, another place where you can be able to get clients is partner with funeral homes. You do it a little bit different, where you're going to market out to them. We can show you how to be able to craft a letter to send it out to the funeral homes. And really what you want to do is make it a partnership with the funeral home. So when they actually have a funeral, they can pass out the flyers. They put the flyers on the cars. As the people are leaving the funeral home, they have the flyer, they have the funeral home, they have your picture on there, have the funeral home director's picture on there, going to have your information and the other person's contact information. Let's say they're driving to the cemetery. The person has the flyer in their hand. It's probably at the time when they're thinking about it the most. You have your QR code on there. They can go on there, and we have a couple of we have let's say some insurance companies where a person can go on there, click on, you can put your QR code on there or your website. They can go in there, fill out the application, complete the application completely, put in their banking information, get coverage right then and there in about 10 or 15 minutes while they're driving from the funeral to the cemetery. We can show you how to be able to do that if that's something you want to do. And then once you do get clients, you want to get the policy guardian or beneficiary. So save some money, it gets a policy, and that policy has living benefits per se. Well, they may forget that they have the living benefits. So what you can do is you can let them know that you're going to reach out to the people who would be the policy guardians, people that would reach out to you and let you know that something happened to them, so that you can move the process along and get the benefits issued to them right away, because they're going to be thinking about getting healthier. But this other person can reach out to you and let you know that you have to start that claim. Now, We can go through that a little bit more in detail and explain it to them so that they can send out the text message to the individual, let them know that you're going to be calling. They give you those numbers. You reach out to those people. Then after you do that, a quick 2-minute conversation, ask them, has anybody ever done that for them? More than likely, most people are going to say no. Let me show you how that works. And you can just keep running that on down the line. You can do that over and over and over, but those are going to become warm referrals because it's going to be a person be doing it in their best interest. It's going to be in their best interest to do it so that the other people know. Or in the case of, let's say, if they pass away with the life insurance, they want to make sure that those claims get paid out. So you show you how you can show them to be the policy guarding or that beneficiary, just reaching out to that beneficiary contact chain. And obviously the referrals that you're going to get, referrals always a great source. Say again, most of those are going to probably come from the warm market, people that know you, or say social media, like the guy introduced me to the lady, people that are getting to know you, but you're not going to get any referrals from somebody that you never talked to. Like, they have no idea what you do. They have no idea of your credibility. They have no idea what it is you have to offer. They're not going to put their reputation on recommending you, having no idea who you are, or what it is you can do. So again, none of this is going to work unless you get out there and start talking to people. Again, we said that, you're never going to run out of people to talk to. You're just going to run out of the courage in order to go out there and talk to people. But the referrals are going to be always a great source for you to be able to get leads. And then we talked about social media. Well, let's say 2 other places, give you a couple different bonuses here, would be, let's say, instead of going one to any, think of going one to many. Being able to talk to multiple people at one time. So just think of the church, right? So you can go in there and do a seminar for a church. Now, again, all you want to do when you do these one to any is you just want to get people's information. You want to give them the information, get their information so you can book an appointment later on to go in a little bit deeper with them to find out their situation. You don't really want to try to have an appointment, or you want to answer questions in a general manner, so that way you can get into details with the individual while you're there. So we can help you set up the let's say the service with the church, where the church they do the inviting, or you can invite people to come out there. You can invite your own people to come out there at the same time at the church. The church has their their congregation out there, and you invite people to the church. So now you get to talk to a bunch of people all at one time. Or another way in which you can do, let's say if you're in the final expense world, you can go to a senior center, but do it a little bit different. So if you were going to a senior center, there's multiple senior centers in your area. And it's like there's a lot of P&C agents in your area where you can actually be able to do that with the denials. But if you go to the senior centers in your area, what you want to do is think about it like this. Have your information already made up on a little flyer, say you have it in your car, but when you go into the senior center, you're connecting with them and just basically saying that you want to have a tour of their facility. So you want to have a tour, be able to look around as if you're a customer. You don't have to say you're going to be bringing anybody there, but just say you want to have a tour. As you're going through the tour, they're going to show you the community room. And that community room, so what do you do here? Do you host events? They're going to tell you yes. They'll say, oh, you know what? Well, what would it cost to have an event here? What does somebody have to go through to have an event? More than likely, they're going to say that there's not going to be any cost. They say, well, can I have one here? Just go ahead and book the event. You can book the event, and then now you can say, you know what? Maybe I have some flyers. You can put them in everybody's mailbox so that they can show up to the event. And you be able to do that. You can fill your room up, and then you'll have a couple of people that come to the senior centers that probably would be your little runners to go back to knock on other people's door, to bring them there, to be able to fill up the room. So again, you're not talking to one to any, you're talking to one to many. Now, these are just a few ideas, but we can tell you how to be able to go deeper with that. If you have a niche in what you're thinking, I'll be able to show you how to do that. But here's the cool thing, and what you can do is use technology to be able to expand on what it is you do. So what you can do is, let's just say if you're working with the P&C agents, you want to use your AI right on your phone. So I'm telling you, you have this power right now, right on your phone. You want to use the AI maybe on your phone to be able to go a little deeper in each of these subjects. So maybe you would ask the AI, what's the best way to partner with P&C agents here in Anchorage, Alaska? And it's going to tell you the best way to be able to do that. All right, wherever you are, it'll be able to tell you the best way it's going to do it. Then it'll ask you questions where you can go deeper, It'll actually be able to create a script for you. All right. And then I have a question now. So what else can I do to be able to offer more? Or what else can I do to be able to get more referrals? And then you ask it, give me 3 other ideas. I just wrote that down to be able to remember for this video. But what else can I do? But then you'll see that the AI, if you actually, you'll see it's going to ask you after it completes that, it's going to prompt you, would you like me to do this? Yes. Would you like me to put this together? Yes. And just keep going. Go deeper. You can go deeper. You can go deeper. Next thing you know, you're going to have a full-blown marketing plan for that niche and what you're looking to tackle. Now all you have to do is just get out there, contact the people, and be able to service them. You go out there, contact the people. If you need help, just let us know. We can get the 3-way calls going, because then, again, you're going to be the one, that they know or that they heard from, and which they have a little trust in. But we can come on with the credibility in terms of us having the knowledge to be able to put it all together. And we can be able to show you, if you even want to go into the business market, how to be able to do that with small business owners, with some of the things we have, like with one of the health insurance plans that we have here for small business owners. They can have a company as small as 1 employee and be able to get health insurance. That'll be a way for you to get in there. And then we have other plans where they can create a retirement plan for as little as $25 a week. So when I say small, think of like a barber, a beautician, an Uber driver. They probably don't have health insurance, right? Or don't have the access to it. Maybe if they're single, not married, probably don't have a retirement plan. But those are just ways in which we can get in there and be able to talk to them. And then now, as we go through the EFA, see where they're at, and they see where they're at. Now you can be able to build on that and have that customer for life. But like in a barbershop, the other barbers talk, one barber talks to another, they talk to another, but they also know barbers from other barbershops where they left, or beauticians from other places, or other Uber driver, other cab drivers. But these are just a few ways where you can get your business up and running. In addition to the warm market, we send you out the information for that, and the social media, be able to send you out the information for that. So just let me know how we're going to be able to assist you. Talk to you soon.